As Gandhi once said, it is better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. In this series, we will look at the high points and the lows of this famous institution. The sporting excellence, the bustling town, the busy union, and the luxurious halls. I'm Dickie Harwell, and this is Stuff in Luff. Every year, a new breed of academic arrives here in Loughborough. These fresh men are sometimes even female and often here to get a degree. The Fresher Week lasts for 2 weeks, the average length of a fresher hangover. Within this time, freshers learn how to prioritise their alcohol consumption over the £9,250 education that they came here for, including how to torpedo the notorious VK, the official drink of Loughborough. Parents can often find freshers a sad and emotional time, leaving their child for the first time. That is until they receive their first drunk call, when they start to dread their darling angel coming home for Christmas, only to take their food, their drink, and their sanity. Once the parents finally relent and leave, freshers will gather with others in their hall, and they will all wear the freshers' uniform, a fancy dress, and fresher tops. Halls are an integral part of university life at Loughborough, at least for the first years, who are yet to be kept awake by their neighbours jumping on beds and screaming long hours to the night, and returners who are yet to break into the real world, just sat crying over their papa size. This is Elvin, where the richest people on campus live. They are a walking advert for Jack Wills, Abercrombie & Fitch and Ted Baker. Other clothing brands are available. It is a well-known fact that anybody living in Elvin has the name Barnaby, Primrose or Rupert. On the other side of the quad is Bakewell. Bakewell like to think they are as rich as Elvin, but really they sit there drinking cheap Prosecco and living their best wannabe life. This is David Collett, or DC, home to a mysterious breed of student. Some say that they don't exist, but if you wait long enough, you'll see them emerging from their rooms and running to their next lecture. DC is the only all-male hall on campus and is known for its promiscuity. On the other hand, this is Kaylee, where you will find no greater display of abstinence in the entirety of Loughborough. Most halls like to have an identity, a passion, a drive to be the best. Rutherford simply defines itself by its dislike of Kaylee. Unlike Rutherford, Faraday makes every effort to make a name for itself, sometimes even in national newspapers. Like scurvy? Then Royce Hall is the place for you. Royce Hall boys survive on a diet of potatoes, Frosty Jacks and Papa Size. Once described as the centre of the student village, people now only know Royce Hall by its proximity to the Purple Onion. In the country, there are over 500 cults in operation, Royce Hall being one of them. Its committee uses mind control to overpower its freshers, using techniques such as food and sleep deprivation. The worship of St Fred is not only dangerous, but to be avoided by all students, as it's been proven that no amount of counselling can help them recover from his powerful gaze. One of the smallest halls on campus is Butler Court, and thankfully it's relatively unknown to most. It houses the top Olympic athletes and survives on a diet of pasta, and yet more pasta. From the smallest hall on campus to one you can never miss, however much you might want to. The architectural gem of Loughborough, visible from East Midlands Airport, Towers Hall is the proud winner of the Carbuncle Cup and the Sing-Off. Its coffin-shaped rooms and crumbling concrete architecture gives this hall a striking look, and there are absolutely no downsides or dangers to living here. Finally, we arrive on the last hall of our tour, Telford. It is always the first preference for any Loughborough student. As you can see, it is beautifully decorated, both inside and out. We couldn't possibly go through every hall on our tour today. There's William Morris, the ultimate party hall. Hazelrig Rutland, full of keynotes just wanting to get you on committee. There's also Faulkner Eggington, who will never let you forget that they won Best Hall in the country, somehow. There's also JP, Forest Court, and Harry Franck. There's also Claudia Parsons, the most habitable building site in the whole of the UK. And finally, there's the Holt. Does anyone know where the Holt is? Anyone? Has anyone been there before? Feeling very lost right now. Is it a myth? Is anyone? I mean, I've heard it's a myth. What are you?
I am the Holt Hall chair.
Okay, so being a chair, does that mean people just sit on you?
Depends on the circumstances, really. So.
Oh, okay. What is a hall?
A hall, hall of residence in Loughborough, so obviously where students live, to be closer to campus. It's for convenience, really.
Okay. And what is the Holt? What does it mean?
I'd say the Holt is more of a concept. It's sort of just a personal joke between Sebco and VC Bob.
Okay. So does that mean? I mean, does it exist?
I'd say no. It's too far away from Loughborough to count as a hall, so I'd say nah, it doesn't exist.
The Holt doesn't exist?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't. It's like hidden, like Wakanda. It's only like people from the Holt are the only people who can find it and get in.
Okay.
Think of it like that.
Each year, this Freshers' Frenzy takes over students up and down the country, but none more so than here in Loughborough. But behind the glitz and the glamour of waking up after a night out in your own vomit, there is something that students always forget: Freshers' flu. Some say that Freshers' flu is worse than the Black Plague, Spanish flu, and that time Edgerome went down, combined. Scientists have been studying this deadly disease for many years, but no one really knows where it came from. Some suggest it might be the 1985 meteorite landing in Folk Egg, actually making it look better. Symptoms include a raised temperature, lack of money or sense, falling attendance rates in lectures, and increased Jaeger bomb consumption. The only way to cure it is through a healthy diet and sleep, which is why it's still so prevalent today. A particularly unique experience for Loughborough freshers is that of the sing-off, the Midlands versions to the Eurovision Song Contest. During this night, singers from all halls come together in friendly competition, demonstrating the unity that all halls have within the university. Join me next time when I'll be asking, can you get onto campus without a gym membership?